Imagine standing at the height of your profession, beloved by millions, respected by colleagues, and secure in your success, only to walk away, not because the spotlight dimmed, but because something more important called your name. That is the story of Kelly Ripa, a woman who stunned the world when she chose love and family over fame. Her decision wasn't just about leaving a job. It was about sacrifice, devotion, and the courage to say goodbye when doing so meant changing the course of her life forever. Stay with me, because Kelly's final farewell carries a message so powerful it left even her closest friends speechless, and it may just change how you think about your own priorities. A career that defined daytime television. Kelly Ripa was never just another television personality. From her breakout role on All My Children to decades as the spirited co-host of Live, she became part of America's morning routine. Her infectious energy, humor, and authenticity made her more than a host. She became a trusted companion in millions of households. But behind that dazzling smile and witty banter was a deeper struggle. For all the joy her career brought others, Kelly began asking herself the hardest question of all. What is the real cost of success? A love written in the stars. Enter Mark Consuelos. Their story reads like Hollywood fiction, but was lived with extraordinary sincerity. Sparks first flew in the 90s on the set of All My Children. What started as on-screen chemistry quickly blossomed into real life. Their romance was brief but intense, leading to a spontaneous wedding in Las Vegas. No paparazzi, no red carpet, just two people certain they belonged together. As Kelly's career soared, Mark remained her anchor. He was her safe place, her steady hand, the person who reminded her that behind the applause was real life waiting. Still, even the strongest love faces tests. Behind the cameras, Kelly's life was grueling. Early mornings bled into late nights. Holidays and milestones were too often missed. Her children grew up with the mother who gave everything to her work, sometimes at the expense of being present. To the public, she was unstoppable. But within her family, questions lingered. Was she giving too much of herself to the world and not enough to the people who mattered most? A scare that changed everything. Then came Mark's health scare. It wasn't splashed across headlines, nor was it life-threatening, but for Kelly it was a jarring wake-up call. She realized that the career she had built could vanish tomorrow and be replaced, but Mark could not. One evening, after a particularly long day of filming, she returned home to find Mark waiting quietly. Their conversation that night changed everything. Always her biggest supporter, he assured her of his love. But he also asked a question that cut to the heart. When all is said and done, will you regret missing the shows or missing the memories? That single sentence echoed in Kelly's mind with every broadcast, every segment, every laugh shared with her audience. Slowly, it became louder than the cheers of the crowd. The farewell that shook viewers. On what began as an ordinary morning, Kelly walked onto the set of Live knowing it would be her last. To the audience, nothing seemed different. But behind her familiar smile was a woman preparing to close a chapter that had defined her for decades. Her voice trembled as she thanked her colleagues. Tears welled as she thanked the audience for welcoming her into their homes each day. Then came the words that broke millions of hearts. The greatest role I will ever play is not here on this stage. It's at home, as Mark's wife and as a mother to our children. The studio fell silent. Some gasped, others sobbed. At that moment, An era ended. Reactions from around the world. Social media exploded with shock, admiration, and sorrow. Fans called her brave for choosing family over fame. Others confessed they couldn't imagine mornings without her laughter. But above all, there was respect. Respect for a woman who walked away at the top of her game to embrace what mattered most. For Kelly, there was no second guessing. The very next morning, she woke up not to alarms and scripts, but to quiet. She poured Mark's coffee. She lingered over conversation. For the first time in decades, she felt free. More than goodbye. Kelly's farewell wasn't just an ending. It was a declaration, a reminder that life's greatest success isn't measured in ratings or awards, but in the relationships we nurture. After stepping away, she shared a private message that left many reflecting. Love wins, but it always asks for something in return. It was both a confession and a challenge, a gentle reminder that while love can demand sacrifice, it always offers the greatest reward. The legacy of vulnerability. What set her goodbye apart wasn't just the decision itself, but the way she made it. Kelly didn't hide behind a polished facade. She allowed the world to see her raw, vulnerable, and human. In doing so, she reminded millions that even the brightest stars face moments of doubt, heartache, and sacrifice. Her tears weren't weakness, they were connection. Fans didn't just watch her farewell, they felt it. They saw themselves in her story, reflecting on their own missed moments, their own sacrifices, and their own difficult goodbyes.